and welcome to day 5 of our trip. Right now we are supercharging at the Flekkefjord supercharger. I hope I pronounced it right. After having visited these little houses that were under a rock, which was really nice to see. And yeah, so now our next stop is going to be a beach on our road to Stavanger, where we will stay the next night. So hopefully the weather will stay like this, with a little bit of sunshine, but in any case no rain, so my oldest son can use his kite a little bit on that beach. So let's go. So here we are with the famous three swords in the stone, a famous monument here near Stavanger. And this is our last stop before we head into town and we check out our hotel, and then we check out Stavanger as well. Tomorrow we are heading down to Kinsarvik, but we are passing Roldal as well and the supercharger there. And hopefully the weather will at least stay like this, but it's really chilly and it's windy, of course. It's still not raining, so that's good, and I hope it will stay that way for the rest of our journey, but we'll have to wait and see day by day whether we have some decent weather, yes or no. We have officially entered what I call Fjordland, and the most beautiful part of Norway. Look at the scenery behind me, and it's constantly like this. Behind every turn you actually have a very nice view, and sometimes a totally different view. Now the same goes for the weather at the moment. We've had some rain, we've had some sunshine, now it's really clouded at the moment. So it's kind of weird weather, and behind every turn we get different weather as well. But as long as it stays like this on the moment that we want to shoot some pictures or do some video shooting, then I'm happy, of course. So now we do just a quick stop here, a quick pit stop, and then we go in search of food, and in the afternoon we will drive all the way to Kinsarvik, which is our next stop. Oh yeah, and before I forget, I'm also very impressed at the moment with the way the GPS of the Tesla is reacting, because it used to be for minutes after disembarking a ferry, for example, especially the one from Denmark to Norway. I was expecting at least 1 hour of issues with the GPS, but the GPS found the position almost immediately, and the same with the ferry we just used. So yep, good times with the Tesla. We are here on our way to Roldal, and we're passing through this incredible landscape, just hiking up to the nicest viewpoint, you will see what I mean. It's almost alien, but it's so beautiful to see this entire landscape. So let me show you. Just putting myself out of the wind for a second here, because there's a lot of wind here. But as you can see, it is really beautiful here. It is strange looking, but it's really beautiful. And now we have to continue on to Røldal, which is our next stop. We are here at the beautiful Røldal supercharger, where we are charging up before we move on to Odda for our shopping trip, and then to Kinsarvik for our end destination of the day. Now we just came down a Flekkefjord road and it is so beautiful. It is definitely my new favorite road. Too bad the weather is not cooperating. It's still drizzling at the moment and there's a lot of wind. But we definitely are going to come back here on a brighter day on our next road trip, maybe next year or the year after. We'll see. Still so much to discover in this beautiful country. So now we're charging up a little bit and then we can move on. Today we are doing the 4 waterfall tour or hike in Kinsarvik. This is number 3 and this is about as far as we are going to go because the hike is really steep, it's really slippery and the kids are tired already. And for me, I have a problem with my ankle for close to a month now, and I also really feel it burning at the moment, so I'm not taking any more risk here. Again, putting the drone up, getting some nice shots, and then we'll have some lunch, enjoy this very nice scenery, and then we'll head back down to our house, and then maybe we'll do something else. We'll have to see what time we will eventually get back there. So this marks the end of our very first active day with a nice hike, which was strenuous, but the scenery and the views we got as a reward were definitely worth it. And then afterwards, when going down, we actually took the kids on their first helicopter ride, which everybody found amazing. It's a little bit expensive, but it's worth it. You get some nice views and it was a really nice tour that we got for the money. So now we just had dinner, we're going to relax a little bit, and tomorrow we have our second hike where we have to take the ferry. Well, we first go via Odda and then visit a lake on the opposite side of the fjord and then take the ferry back home. So we'll get a good night rest and then it's off to the next adventure. So after that very beautiful but easy walk up to Bondhusvatnet, which is just like a gravel road, but it's really doable and it's not hard at all. But you do get some beautiful views from the lake there with the glacier behind it and the waterfalls all around it. So it's really, really beautiful. We are now here at Herreane, which is a viewpoint. There's a toilet there, but it's about the view behind me, as you can see. So I wonder, the question for my Norwegian followers and viewers: are you ever getting tired of all these beautiful views or not? I certainly am not, and I'm looking forward to the next stop that we do to discover some new beauty in this lovely country. This last ferry ride concludes day 8 of our road trip and the last day that we are here in Kinsarvik. Tomorrow we head to Vassenden, which is about 4.5 hours drive without any stops, so it will take us close to 8 hours, I assume, with all the picture stops and the national roads that we want to visit. Now behind me, this is really cool, there's the charger for the electric ferry from Utne to Kinsarvik, and it charges apparently at 5 megawatts while the ferry is docked and the cars are onboarding and boarding. Actually it charges up more than enough to do the 28-minute trip to Utne from here, which is Kinsarvik, where I am now. And the same goes on the other side. As soon as the ferry docks, then this thing comes down, connects to the ferry, and then charges up in about 6 to 10 minutes. It's more than enough to get across once more. So again, Norway leading the race towards sustainable transport, even though they're an oil country as well, but everything here is electric and they have a lot of hydroelectric generation, so there's a lot of clean energy as well, of course. But I thought it was interesting to mention here that they do have the electric ferries already on multiple routes now. There used to be like 1 or 2 several years ago, but now there are over 20 electric ferries here in Norway. So that's really nice to see, and I hope they will electrify every single one of them. So now I'm just going to head back and get some good night's rest, because tomorrow will be another long drive. See you then.